Hi, I'm Alli with the Big Healthy Body Project. It's nice to see you today. Thank you so much for coming. The Big Healthy Body Project is a new organization dedicated to diminishing the effects of anti fat bias and weight stigma in the exam room, developing resources for providers to better regard the total health of their large body patients, and to study weight science in less biased ways. A little about me. I'm from Missoula. I've lived here the majority of my life, and being large has always been a part of my story, even since before I was born. When I was in the womb, I was so big my mom just couldn't hold me anymore. My feet were wrapping around her rib cage, and I was 10 pounds and some ungodly ounces. And so the doctors at the time decided that they needed to remove me early by about a month so that I did not cause any more problems for my mom. Man, I've just been big my whole life. It's just part of who I am. Caitlin has asked me here today to share with you some of my experiences in the healthosphere while being in a large body, and I'm excited to do so. As you listen to my stories today, I would ask you to keep a couple of things in mind. The first is that I don't want sympathy. I don't need sympathy. I'm here today because I want to connect with you so that you understand that large people like myself deserve full health care, not just weight loss centered everything. And also, Caitlin's going to give you some really awesome information today, and it's likely going to challenge some of your own internal thoughts about yourself. And I would encourage you to embrace that because there's a lot to be learned there and a lot of growth to happen. Alrighty, housekeeping out of the way, grab your tea. Let's get into the stories. I'll tell you about one of the times that is still really prominent in my mind that I went to the healthcare provider. I was in my 30s. I was like around 300 pounds. I was in the service industry walking around all day long. I had a couple of different jobs as bartenders, and I never really ate much. I drank a lot, but I never really ate much. And I just couldn't lose the weight no matter what I did. I would try all the diets and try all the things, and I recognized that it wasn't successful. So my thought was, if what I'm doing as a layperson is not working, then I should enlist the professionals. Surely they'll be able to tell me whatever it is I'm missing. So I saved my money because in the service industry, you generally don't get benefits. And I went to my primary care provider that I had not seen in many, many years. And when I got to the office, I asked him all these things. I said, hey, I've been trying to do these things to lose this weight because I want to be healthy and it's not working. Can you help me develop a plan? Can you tell me what I'm missing? And his demeanor and his tone immediately shifted. He was rather rude and poignant in his words. And his tone had almost like a resentfulness or like a anger even in it. And he literally said to me, he said, what do you want me to do? And I was like, I stuttered because I was not expecting that response. He says, do you want drugs? Because fen-phen and Redux are off the market and Alli is not going to make a significant enough amount, as he's like looking me up and down. And then he says, you don't have insurance, so you can't afford surgery. So what do you want me to do? And I didn't know what to say. Needless to say, he left that appointment. His advice was take my goal weight times 10 and eat that many calories in a day. And I was devastated. I left that exam bawling. I couldn't even wait until... I'm not going to cry now. I couldn't even wait until I got out of the exam room before... So, that was one experience, and it was awful. It was quite a while ago. So, when I left, I just continued to try fad diet after fad diet. There's a new one every 6 months, it seems like. And nothing worked. And I thought I was unhealthy because I was fat, even though all of my metrics pointed otherwise. It just was not okay. So for a number of years, I continued that cycle. Then I had some knee pain, and I wanted to go in and make sure that I was okay. And so this time I picked a different provider. My thought was that if I picked a women's clinic, it would be better, because surely women are going to understand me a little better, maybe be a little more sensitive at least. And that was dumb rationale. That was not smart. I went in, I saw the provider, I told her what the issue was. I told the intake nurse and the nurse practitioner I was seeing both, please don't show me the weight because I get obsessive about the scale numbers in my head and I don't want to spin out on that. And I told them both multiple times until I got like an acknowledgement of an okay out of them. It took a little bit. So we went through the general exam questions and we went through, and she finally, it came to me telling her that I'm here for knee pain, and she just kind of looks at it and pokes it. And then she steps back and says, well, it's probably arthritis, and walks out of the room. No treatment, no recommendation, no nothing. So I'm like, all right. So when I'm on my way out, I get, they give you the outtake papers. They took my weight and they put it on the front page of that outtake paper in 2-inch font. Yeah, I said that. that happened. And as per usual, it spun me out on the numbers. I started weighing myself incessantly. I'm the kind of person that I would weigh myself before and after the shower, before and after bathroom trips, before and after bed, all the time. Before and after a workout, before and after a meal. Obsessive about it. So I just don't get on scales anymore because I don't like feeling that way and I don't like being obsessed. As far as the mental health aspect goes, none of those providers asked me any questions about what I was eating or how I was eating. They didn't even think to check for a possible eating disorder, or other issues. As it turns out, I have binge eating disorder, which back in the day, I believe manifested itself as binge drinking. And so I can't help but wonder how many years I lost to self-loathing and to misunderstandings about my body altogether because healthcare providers did not care about me and my body. They cared about the number on the scale. Mentally, it can be really difficult being fat just in society in general. All of us are marketed to constantly in one way or another, everywhere we turn. We're looking at indications that say that our bodies are a crime for this reason or that reason. And until I found out that the science doesn't say what we've been told that it says, I didn't know that I was allowed to love myself. I thought I was unworthy. I thought that I was less valuable. I thought that I wasn't allowed to partake in things that I thought would be fun or exciting because fat people aren't allowed to do that. And I firmly believe that if medical providers had had the proper tools and the understanding to do better by me and other large body patients, I wouldn't have lost so many years feeling so terrible. So, to round out my time here, I really want to impart on you guys that we fat people have the right to love ourselves, and we need your help to do that. And that's it for me. Thanks for listening and have a great day.